Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is another process video for Scraptember where I am going to do this sketch inspiration, or actually layout inspiration. So this is from a live that I did in my group. I will link everything down below in the description. Make sure that you go check out everybody else too that is part of it. So I'm just waiting for everybody to get in, but I do print out and I show what I am going to use and all of that towards the beginning of the live. And what I'm going over is that I'm going to show how you can do mixed media within this and like give out tips and all that kind of stuff that's in there. So I ended up getting the hip kit. I went and got the main kit, the embellishment kit, and the Project Life kit. And I'm just kind of going over the products, as you can tell right there, and just showing what items that I may or may not use. I decided to stick more kind of just with the Grateful. I did get some Heritage, the Heritage from Maggie Holmes, and a lot of the Grateful collection from Paige Evans, and then this honeycomb page from Vicki Boutin. At first I was going to do that, and then I kind of was like, nope, I'm going to switch it, and now I'm going to, I go back in and I find one that's a little bit soft, and I do a two-toned. As she does white and pink, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to show you how you can do a two-toned layout just like this. I hope that you guys are enjoying the Scrap Madness, or actually like Scraptember with all of us. I do know that the Scrappy Sisters also are doing a 30 days of layouts as well with guest designers. So they're doing a lot like what we are as well. So there's tons of inspiration out there. With the three of us, that is 90 layouts that we're doing, plus our guest designer. We are fully, like if you want to call it fully staffed, fully stocked, in having a guest designer every day. And speaking of guest designers, I am going to pull up the guest designer for today. And while I am chatting here and figuring out which one I am doing, I did decide to just do tissue paper. And I showed how you can make some layers on it without actually using some of the, like papers or whatever. I just decided to do just the tissue paper for my background or for my layering pieces, because I know that I am going to be doing tons of mixed media behind this and make it really look, whimsical. So the photograph that I am doing here is, while I was in Mooresville, we went to this, like the wing wall that they have there, and unfortunately it is going to be taken down. I guess there is a new wing wall in Mooresville. It's in North Carolina, sorry. And what I decided to do is Amy and I went down there and we wanted to take some photographs of the wing wall, and my picture that I am using here, my shirt that I'm wearing matches perfectly with the wings that I'm standing in front of. It absolutely positively turned out wonderful. And so that is what I'm scrapping. And the colors that are in here, you can't really tell in the photograph or on the video here, because the wings part of it should be actually more pink based and purple based, but in the video and stuff they look more white. I promise you, they're all pink, maroon, purplish colors, and it matches well with what I am doing and what I pull out here. So I decided that is my mixed media based of gesso, and then I'm coming in with modeling paste, and I'm adding a little bit of modeling paste at the end. And the modeling paste dries pretty quickly on camera and while I'm doing a live, and it does dry, it dried pretty well pretty quickly. And I did come in with my heat tool, but that was because I used it for the two colors that I pull in from Shimmer's paints. So the guest designer for today is, I have to see when I'm putting this up. When am I putting this up? I think I'm putting this up on the 11th. So the 11th is Ronnie Scrapper. Her link will be down below. And I absolutely love how this turns out. Her and her channel and everything is gorgeous. I love everything about Ronnie's scrapbooking. She is one of my followers as I am one of hers. She is absolutely one of the greatest designers that we have. I'm glad that she joined us. So as I'm doing the packaging technique here, I wanted to pull in some of the blues, and as I was doing this, I was telling them that, hey, I do have to use my heat tool on it, so if this is a little noisy or whatever, turn it down. You know, you can mute me or whatever when you see me put it away. Because I did have to dry this because I was coming in with different colors, and I don't mind that it turns a little bit purple, but I wanted the pink to show as well. So I was just drying everything. And the thing that I do about my mixed media when I'm doing a double page or like a double layering piece like this here, I leave the middle open so that it does not bubble. Now, if it was one sheet, it wouldn't bother me. But because I have 2 sheets of paper in there, if you glue it completely down automatically like most people do, it will bubble. But if you leave a crease open like I showed there, and then you do your mixed media, you do everything, and then you glue it down, it doesn't leave that bubble for you, and it straightens it out. And I do, off camera, I do a couple of different things. I stitch, which you'll be able to see in the still shots. I stitch my title, and then I stitch down the page, because in Missy Whitten's sketch or layout that I found for my inspiration piece for this particular live, it had stitching down the middle. So I knew I also was going to be doing some stitching too. So I did come in with these frames. These frames are from Pink Little Studio, and they're gorgeous. I love this pop of black that I have all the way through this particular layout. Oh, I was showing that Bold, Be Brave, Be You title would be perfect for that one photo. So now I'm looking to see what I can match up for the Grateful collection. And I was talking about these guys. Why did Pink Paisley decide to cut back on the packaging, but did not leave us flaps for this? So you have to open it up and hope and pray you don't lose anything, because you got to cut the side of it so that everything stays together. Or you take it completely apart from it, and then you're stuck with it not being together. It drives me insane. So I got out all of the flower colors and leaves colors. I don't use all of them, but I wanted to get out as much as I possibly could for the coloring. And I just cut that frame in half, and I really, really, really love how that frame turned out with that pop of black behind the photograph. It worked wonderful. And now I'm placing down my photo, and that's where it's going to stick. Now everything else that you see on here, I haven't really touched yet for gluing down purposes. I'm just kind of clustering up the areas. And somebody happened to mention that, man, you do cluster really well. And I just personally, because the collection matches and everything, no matter how you cluster, it's going to work wonderful. Because the picture and the little ephemera pieces that I'm using, no matter what it is, works well. It all matches perfectly, so why not? Oh, I was just showing the tea I was drinking. I had 2 different types of teas infused together. I wanted cinnamon and then pumpkin spice tea. And I'm just going through all of the little bits. I cannot believe that I've been able to do a video a day so far. Now that I'm actually a week ahead when I do this layout and when I do this voiceover too. And it works out well for me, because last week being off due to the hurricane, and it's not because we had any damage because I'm in the middle of Georgia. We helped the relief of pulling some of the people from Savannah because they weren't sure what Doreen was going to do. And so our school helped in that effort and brought and opened up our schools, about 5 of our schools. But so we were out all the week of Doreen hitting us, which was over the Labor Day week or weekend and week. So with that, I was able to scrapbook quite a bit and be really caught up. So that was awesome. I was a little worried that I wasn't going to be able to do every day, and so far I've been able to, so I was grateful for that. Do not count me until the end of this, because we're only at the middle, but do not count me towards the end. I'm not sure how it's going to go yet. We still have things to do at school. The first 9 weeks is coming up for us. I can't believe it. We're in week number 5. Isn't that insane? I just, thinking about it and going back, I'm like, wow. I just started 5 weeks ago for school, for my job, and I'm just like, this is crazy. But it does go by fast. I can't believe how fast it's going. I mean, we're rounding into, the middle. By the time I get this up, this is September 11th, and, we're almost halfway through this month already. That's crazy. So my title, I asked the group of ladies to give me a title. So my title is going to be Fulfill Your Dream. And I felt like I didn't want to add dreams at the end or an S at the end of this. I just wanted to fulfill your dream. Yes, everybody has tons and tons of dreams, but you need to fulfill them. We may all have inspirations, dreams, and all of that, but you need to fulfill them. And so I thought with the angel wings and just the way I'm looking, I'm just leaning up against this wall with my legs, crossed, my hands on my hips, and I'm looking down, pondering, and I'm like, you know what? I am going to be fulfilling a dream. And I love that title, and it worked out perfect. So off camera, I do stitch through that. So 1, it sticks, and 2, I do fix it. Right now you can't really tell it on there, but in the still shots and everything you will be able to tell. I am pretty much done now. I did do some splattering at the end of here. I did pull in some other little bits off camera because after I got done, I'm like, wow, I could add this and this yet. So I kind of added a few more things to the layout, and it was just more of the little bits of circles and that kind of stuff, and you'll see them in the still shots. And I just add this butterfly on this one end because Missy wouldn't have 2 little spots that connected everything. I didn't join out things like she did. I could have, but I decided not to. I still love how this turns out. And obviously all of it will be linked down below as well. The pinned inspiration to this, everybody for the guest designers. I hope that you enjoyed this process video. Like and subscribe to my channel along with checking out everybody else and subscribing to them as well. And I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!